So are you a part of a team right now that is disconnected, disjointed, and dysfunctional? Guess what? If you're not, you know someone who is. Well, when I talk to teams and I talk to leaders about those cases, they tell me that they don't want to go to the meetings. When they're in the meetings, they don't even want to participate. And when they're out of the meetings, they want to talk about everything that was said in the meeting and what people said. Can you relate to that? Surely you can. But one thing that I have learned, 2 is better than 1. So what do you mean? So I want to tell you a quick story about 2 women whose lives crossed paths, and at the end of the day, they had to become a solid team. Of course, the story is about Ruth and Naomi. Naomi had a husband and she had 2 sons, and they moved to this foreign country. Her 2 sons married 2 foreign women. In the span of 10 years, Naomi lost her husband, she lost her 2 sons, and she eventually lost a daughter-in-law. What do you mean? Well, when she lost her 2 sons and her husband, Naomi decided she was going back to her homeland. And in the midst of that, Orpah, one of the daughter-in-laws, decided that she was staying home and she was not going with her. On the other side, Ruth, the other daughter-in-law, decided, I'm staying committed to my mother-in-law. That's why she knew that 2 is better than 1. So what does that have to do with us today? Well, today I'm going to give you 3 action steps that we can learn from that story that we can apply in our life today. What are they? Number 1, it's important for us to communicate our vision clearly. What are you talking about? In that story, Naomi communicated her vision clearly by stating, I am going back to my homeland. Surely there is help for me there. On the other side, Ruth communicated her vision clearly. She said, Naomi, I am going with you. As a matter of fact, I'm committing my life to you. Wherever you go, I will go. Your people will become my people. Where you will lay your head is where I will lay my head. Oh my goodness. Did she not communicate a clear vision then? You see, that's what we have to do when we're working on teams. We have to communicate the vision clearly, because what happens most of the time is when the vision is not clear, that's when all of the little bickering starts and we don't keep the main thing the main thing. So number 1, it's important for us to communicate the vision clearly. Number 2, we have to constantly encourage team input and collaboration. Well, what do you mean? Well, how did Ruth and Naomi do this? Well, I love the fact that both of them allowed each other to express their thoughts, to express their feelings, to express what do they really want to do. I'm telling you, if you're on a team and people are not encouraging you and encouraging your input and encouraging you to collaborate, oh my goodness, those are the teams that you really don't want to be a part of. So if you're leaders and managers and you have these teams and you're not asking people for their input and you're not encouraging them to collaborate, you're going to have those dysfunction, the disjointedness, and disconnection, okay? And then last but not least, number 3, we have to display a culture of mutual respect and understanding. Well, how did Ruth and Naomi do that? Well, they did that in a lot of different ways. I love the fact that, again, both of them allowed each other to share what they thought. But at the end of the day, Ruth recognized that she was not only committing her life and herself to Naomi, but she was committing herself to Naomi's culture, to the way of life. And that's what I'm talking about when we become a part of a team. Can we surrender our thoughts and our ideas for the sake of the team? So if we're going to overcome the disconnection, if we're going to overcome the dysfunction, if we're going to overcome the disjointedness, we got to focus on the fact that 2 is better than 1. And how do we do that? The 3 action steps again. Number 1, communicate a vision clearly. Number 2, encourage collaboration and teamwork. And last but not least, number 3, display a culture of mutual respect and understanding. And when we do that, we're going to be activating the fact that 2 is always better than 1. I look forward to seeing you soon.